Hello and welcome to a podcast. This is Dan. He made me do the intro, and I'm not good.
This was take 2, by the way, peeps.
The first time we had a brilliant idea. It was a brilliant idea.
No, we're not going to tell the idea.
It was a good idea.
No, it wasn't. I was telling you
We're not going to say what it is, but it was a good idea.
It was your idea. It was a bad idea. I said, don't do it till we're more prepared. And you're like, no, we're going to do it, and it fucks up. But that was like 10 seconds of recording that we wasted. I'm Dan Cyan.
And I'm Jake Plello.
Podcast. We record this on the Friday the 28th of the 2014. Comes out on the other days.
On the Sunday. On Mothering Sunday.
Mothering Sunday. So mums.
Love you, Mum.
Any mums watching? Happy Mother's Day.
What was the kiss for?
That was just...
Are you a 13-year-old Xbox Live person?
Yeah, basically. Happy Mother's Day, Mum. Sorry I'm not spending it with you, but I've got better things to do, like work and concert.
You're going to a concert?
Yeah.
What concert?
I'm going to see Tiny Temper.
He's not as tiny as he makes himself out to be.
I know. He doesn't really have much of a temper either. But hey ho, I'm going to see him. I'm going straight from work to see him, and I'm then staying out Sunday night as well. So she's not going to see me after 8 o'clock in the morning.
Fair enough.
And she'll still be in bed at that point.
Cool.
Fine by me. So yeah, any news?
Oh, there's plenty of news.
Well, I've got some news, so shush. Basically, the people that make Assassin's Creed said something like, we'd be stupid to ignore demand for a yearly Assassin's Creed game. And they said something along the lines of, as soon as there's no demand as soon as people stop buying our game each year, we'll stop making it each year. And I'm like, you're a douchebag. Call of Duty are douchebags for making games every year, but at least it's different developers. Whereas you're planning on making a game on your own every year.
Why is that douchebaggy? People like the Assassin's Creed games.
Do you really think they're going to maintain their current... Oh no. I'm really biased here, because I think the last two Assassin's Creeds have been shite.
I haven't played any of them, but I know that people like them. I know that people have liked the last two ones.
Yeah, I'm not saying they haven't. I'm saying I didn't. So that's what I'm saying. I'm biased. But they're not going to be able to keep games at the same standard if they're doing it every year.
Yeah, especially with like increases in technology and increasing prices of AAA development.
Exactly. They're not going to be able to handle it. And I think it's a douchebaggy comment as, well, if you guys stop buying our game, we'll stop making it. Like it's your fault that we're being stupid enough. It's like, no, take your fucking time and make a good game.
It is, though. People keep buying it every year, so they keep making it every year. That's supply and demand. That's how it works.
That's the Apple way of thinking, and people hate Apple for it.
No, they don't, because Apple are millionaires because people buy their products every year.
But are you telling me you haven't heard people slagging
At least
off because they're always bringing out a new iPhone when they don't need to yet?
I know, but the thing is, with games, they're different each time. It's a different time period.
So the iPhones. Each iPhone's different. But
it's not entirely different, though. It's basically the same one with a new thing. It's different enough to warrant a new game.
It's exactly the same, just a new theme. Like, oh, we're still an assassin, we're still killing douchebags and the same missions, etc. Except now, you have a boat.
And you're a pirate. And there's sea shanties. And that's cool. I haven't played it. But there is supply and demand in both sectors.
Same shit reskinned, which I know is all sequels ever are normally, unless they're story driven, in which case there aren't many of them around anymore, but I do like them when they are around, but not the case. They just reskin same shit, and I'm fine with that, but I'm whinging that they make new shit when they don't need to, or as quickly as they need to, like iPhones. You're a douche.
I'm not a douche. People expect it to come out every year, so that's what they do.
No, they don't.
They do.
No one has expected Assassin's Creed to come out every year until they made that statement.
No, they have. They always have, because it's always come out every year.
No, it hasn't.
Hasn't it?
Look it up.
No! That's going to take me like 5 minutes of silence.
Talking out my arse, but I'm almost certain that between Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations wasn't all a year. A couple of them might have been a year between them, but like not planned, if that makes sense. It's not like the last 4 have all been year gaps between them. Just like this one had a year gap, that one had a year gap.
Well, people buy their games and they claim to like them.
I buy their games. Even though I don't like their games, I buy their games. Just so I can play it and go, no, I still don't like it.
I don't see your problem with it.
My problem is their statement.
Well, I don't see a problem with their statement. You're the person who thinks that Microsoft should have stuck to their guns on the DRM even though everyone hated it.
No, not everyone hated it.
Not everyone, no, but most people.
You said at the time that you didn't hate it.
I know, but most people hated it.
Fuck most people.
I was definitely in the minority there.
Fuck most people. If you're going to have the balls to say something like that, stick to it. Don't be like, oh yeah, fuck you, like, you got to do what we say. Oh, you don't like... Come on, please. Look, okay, no, we'll change, it's okay.
I'm saying that Microsoft have said some worse shit than that.
Yeah.
And you have said nothing. You haven't gone into a rant about it.
Like I think... What?
what was it, Major Nelson, he said, oh, we can't just turn the DRM off, and that's exactly what they did, and you didn't go into a hissy fit about that.
No one ever mentioned that to me. If you mentioned that to me on the podcast, I'd be like, that's fucking douchey. Don't say you can't turn it off if you can. That's like a fucking pussy move. We're going to try and force you to like it, because we ain't turning that shit off.
To be fair on him, he's only a community manager, though.
He's a bit of a dick.
That's probably what I was told.
He's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, I don't mind him.
He acts like a complete dick. He acts like he owns the joint, when it's like, no, you're just a face that everyone fucking hates.
I don't hate him.
I do.
He's like a creepy uncle.
Right, moving on.
A lovable creepy uncle.
That was my news, Jake, your news.
We've got a lot of stuff in VR that's virtual reality this week.
Yeah, Facebook bought Oculus Rift. Why?
$2 billion!
Keep the fuck out of it, that's not your department.
I know, and they're going to ruin it.
Is your department. Now we're going to have to poke them virtually. Poke, Jake. Poke.
Virtual poke.
VP.
I just hate that now Facebook is going to be like, oh no, it all has to be social. Fuck the games. Which I was like, I don't reckon this is definitely going to be... It's going to be Facebook games. It's going to be VR Farmville.
Candy Crush.
That was a visual joke. It was pretty good, but of course you can't see that.
Basically, we wave my around like I'm playing Candy Crush in real life.
Yes. But in other VR news, which I am hopeful about...
I'm still annoyed that Facebook didn't need to buy it.
I know they didn't. $2 billion.
I don't mind them buying that company and then closing it down because it was like a mild competitor with them. But Oculus Rift has nothing to do with social networking.
I know, and they're like, oh, it'll be the next thing in social... No, it won't. It was supposed to be the next big thing in gaming, and now you're going to ruin that.
Yeah, so... And entertainment in general, not necessarily just gaming, but...
Yeah, but it definitely, like...
A major leap for gaming.
Yeah, like, I think with VR, it gives you a lot of immersion, the thing that 3D doesn't, because 3D is still a screen, but, like...
The Omni Rift definitely does. Where do they stand on that? Does the Omni Rift still exist then?
I don't know, I haven't heard of that. Is that the thing where you walk?
Yeah, it's like a dish on the floor, basically, like a big dish, and you wear shoes that slip on it, and you're, like, harnessed in, like a baby holder, so around your waist, so you're not going to fall over. You have an Oculus Rift on, so basically you can run around virtual reality.
This is proper virtual reality.
Yeah.
I think with loads of technologies, if you got that, and then Oculus Rift, of course, and then maybe Connect, and join loads of things together, you could get a proper, sci-fi, mid-80s sci-fi rendition of virtual reality where you're actually in it.
There's definitely someone smart enough to be able to do that.
Yeah.
If they just put all the technologies together and sort of unify the software. And it'd have to be a whole room. But that'd be a fucking amazing experience.
It would, yeah.
I don't know why I avoided swearing there after the massive swearing rant we went on a minute ago. But that's not the point. Also, quickly, while I remember, there's a scientist over in somewhere that I forget, but he basically, has put a chip in his brain, and now can control technology with it. Only very basic commands, like one-word commands.
Wow.
At the moment. But it's like, the fuck? That's awesome.
That's brilliant.
So it's all very prototype and hush-hush. I'm going to throw a link out there. If you want to check it out, SourceFed covered it not long ago. Pretty cool. They explained it in more detail than that.
Okay. You're going to have to send me the link and I'll put it in the description.
Yes.
Okay. In other VR news, actually, before we go off Facebook, this reminded me of I saw a picture on the internet. Have you seen that episode?
There are pictures on the internet.
There's plenty of them. This was a GIF, and it is GIF.
GIF.
It's not GIF.
That's a lemon juice.
It is.
Not that you Americans understand that.
Because in America, it is a peanut bar.
But yeah, it's not over here.
Anyway, have you seen that episode of Futurama where they go into the internet?
Oh, I've seen that GIF.
Yeah. Where it's like...
Ads full of ads!
It's full of ads! And then the ads are attacking them.
For those of you that don't know the Futurama thing we're referring to, sorry.
You should watch Futurama.
Oh, well.
Better than The Simpsons.
I'd say it's just more of a grown-up Simpsons, to be honest.
I don't know.
Although The Simpsons just started trying to be grown-up, and it's like, no, just stay with the kids thing. But anyway, other virtual reality news.
Sony has announced Project Morpheus, which is a VR headset.
Yep.
So that's good, seeing as, like, it's almost as if they knew Facebook were going to buy it. It's like, yeah, everyone's going to be like, oh, that's stupid. Everyone's just going to want Oculus. Why didn't you just, like, create Oculus support for the Sony? No, you're going to see why in 2 days.
Yeah, I'd say, like, they announced it before, didn't they?
Yeah.
This before, and it was like, the fuck?
And
PlayStation, of course, 6 heads.
And, of course, like, people like, oh, Microsoft, you're going to fall behind. But apparently, like, Microsoft Studios head Phil Spencer said at GDC, "I think the technology is really interesting." That was a light switch that Dan was turning on.
That you probably didn't hear, but he's going to draw reference to it anyway because he's a douche.
I'm pretty sure they would have
heard that. A bit like your tablet last week. No one heard that. You couldn't pick it up.
You know what people did hear last week? You playing with scissors. The whole way through. No, don't look for them. Don't you dare. Stop playing with stuff. Are you done?
I'm done.
Microsoft Studios head Phil Spencer said, Phil Spencer said at GDC, "I think the technology is really interesting and it's something we've been playing with for quite a while." Ooh. And
so basically they bought some Oculus Rift and in the office they've been like putting each other into meatspin.com in virtual reality.
The 3D. I feel like I could reach out and grab it.
For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, meatspin.com, check it out.
It's a good website. Also, Blue Waffle. That's good. Makes you sick just thinking about it. It's like you see it and you think... If you look at it for long enough, you start thinking... I wonder what that tastes like, and then suddenly you can taste it. Tastes like mouldy bread.
So there was some virtual reality stuff and things.
The Wall Street Journal said that Microsoft is hard at work on a VR headset.
Good to know. So everyone's working on it. No one's getting anywhere. Oculus Rift got somewhere, and now it's been fucked over by Facebook.
Oh yeah, Notch thinks Facebook is creepy, so now there's going to be no Oculus support for Minecraft.
That. Basically, he was saying that they were looking into making a version of Minecraft for Oculus Rift. Now it's like, Facebook's creepy. No, thank you.
Yeah, he just put out a tweet just like, "No, we're not going to do that. Nope, Facebook is creepy. Facebook creeps me out."
Literally, the quote was, "Facebook is creepy," or "creeps me out." Definitely the word creepy and Facebook together.
Yeah, I'm with him on that.
I don't think Facebook's creepy. I think Facebook is now... It was a thing, like MySpace was, but now Facebook's blending into what Tumblr is.
What do you mean?
Just pictures mainly, really.
Oh yeah, like, I use it for the chat function and nothing else.
Yeah, so do I.
Occasionally I'll share something on there, but that's about it.
Fair enough.
Assassin's Creed Unity has been confirmed because last week it was a rumour.
Was it a rumour?
Yeah, it was a rumour last week.
Because the trailer didn't come out long after that then.
Yeah, it was a
very short trailer.
Ubisoft were like, well...
Cat's out of the bag.
Guess we could just release an alpha trailer. It looks good. Do you hear the people sing the song of angry men? No.
Good.
It is the music of the people who will not be... I'll stop now.
That's Les Mis for those of you that don't know.
Les Mis. Les Miserables.
The Miserables. It's from
Les Miserables.
No, The Miserables.
Les Miserables.
No, translate it into English. We're English people.
Les Miserables.
The Miserables.
That sounds like like the Monsters, like a parody of it or something.
The Miserables. Where people sing for 2 hours and you're forced to listen with no speaking at all, just singing constantly, forever.
There was a guillotine in the trailer.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a fan of guillotines.
Yeah, but you're not going to get to use it or anything like that.
Well, you never know.
No, they're not. It's just going to be a cinematic thing. I'm calling it now. It's just going to be, oh, cutscene, look, a guillotine.
Nah, it's going to be open world. You're going to grab whoever you like, put them in the guillotine, and everyone's going to come around like, yeah, chop his head off. Yeah.
No, they're not.
No. But still, I like guillotines, and I like the French Revolutions.
Gillette, the best a man can get.
Okay.
Has a blade and it begins with G.
Yes. Well done. You get a star.
Yeah. Thor.
Microsoft has unveiled DirectX. That was a good segue. Microsoft has unveiled DirectX 12 for PC and Xbox One at GDC.
Translate, please.
It is an API, which is an application programming interface. It improves this one, like DirectX 12, improves multi-core CPU programming. This is fun, isn't it? It's like a little class, isn't it? It's gather around, children. I'll tell you a story. Apparently, it's going to make games easier to develop cross-platform between PC and Xbox One. So that's interesting.
When the Xbox came out, that was one thing that wasn't really publicised very much. But because basically PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4 are now more or less the same, not operating system, but they're easier to run. There's less changes between them need to be made for all of them. So you're going to see a lot more of that. Whereas that's why Xbox 360 games that are on the Xbox One have to be ported out for another, like Titanfall had to be taken to another developer for Xbox 360 version.
Yeah, and that's like Wii U is completely different to everything.
Exactly, that sort of thing. But PC and Xbox were developed at the same time because they're more or less the same under the bonnet, under the hood.
But apparently this is going to make it even more easier to port from PC and
great.
Xbox One. It is.
Which means we're going to see a lot. I would say a lot more. We're not going to see any difference really.
I reckon we're going to see a lot of more what they call Microsoft exclusives,
Or
like Titanfall.
Maybe not, but we might see like Dive Kick instead of it being released on PC and then years later PlayStation and years later Xbox One. We'll see. Oh, Dive Kick, Bush everywhere.
Yeah, we're going to see that a lot more.
Small games that people are like, oh, that's so good right now.
I think that they've definitely built this around some of the problems programmers were having with the Xbox One. They're going to make it easier to program for it, which they desperately need to do. And
yeah, but it now means that retailers like you are going to think, I might try and make a game.
I've wanted to make a game. I think I'm making one in Project Spark.
Well, there you go.
Keep an eye out for Jakey Kitty's games on there. I want to make a space adventure game.
That's in beta now. You can now download that.
Yeah, I tried it with a bit. You don't need a code anymore?
No.
Oh. Anyway, and games using DirectX 12 will come out as soon as holiday 2015, which sounds far away, but
it's really not. I mean,
it's just been announced.
We're already in quarter. Well, not quite in quarter 2, are we, this year?
No.
But we're not far from it.
No, we're almost in quarter 2, like a few days away, I think.
No, it doesn't work out the same as the calendar month, but we're not far from quarter 2 already. And it's like, Jesus, quarter 1's gone, more or less.
Yeah.
The big releases of quarter 1 are gone.
Yeah, but you don't get many big releases in quarter 1, is it?
No,
anyway.
But you know what I mean is, like, quarter 1's nearly over, regardless.
Yeah.
It's going to be holiday season for this year before you know it, and then holiday season for next year before you know it.
Yeah. I had a thought the other day that the reason that years seem shorter as you grow older is that it's like a smaller portion of your entire life.
Exactly.
When you're 3 years old, that's a third of your life. But now I'm almost 20. It's like a 20th of my life.
Exactly. So that's probably why it is. But as soon as you say, I had a thought the other day, my face goes, oh, fuck, what is it?
He's going to talk about his dick.
Or worse. Or worse.
I don't talk about... Since when have I done that?
Just move on.
Okay.
Next news, please.
Infamous Second Son has increased sales of PS4s by 106%.
Including
in
me.
the UK. In the UK.
Including me. Like, I'm on the edge of buying one right now.
Are you? I thought you said you were going to get one.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm going out and buying it, like, in a couple of weeks' time.
Cool.
I will borrow the money off someone if I don't get paid in time. Because it looks beautiful. I've always liked Infamous as a game idea. In 1 and 2. I saw number 1, liked it. Number 2, I watched someone play all the way through because I've never had a PlayStation 3. And yeah, so Infamous Second Son looks so gorgeous that I'm like, oh, come on, I got to.
It does look good.
Also, with the fact that The Last of Us is coming to PS4.
Is it?
Yeah, haven't you seen that?
No, I haven't.
They've announced that they're going to make The Last of Us again for PS4, so I'm like, oh, 2 birds, 1 stone, The Last of Us on PlayStation 4 as well.
Fair enough.
Because the multiplayer on that's good.
I'm going to get a PS3 at some point.
Fair enough.
That is my first port of call, and it's going to be ages before I get a PS4. Unless I get a job.
Next news.
This is tragically brilliant. Wolfenstein: The New Order has a special edition. It looks kind of cool, but it doesn't have the fucking game in it.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. At least it's not super expensive. I thought it was like 60 quid.
I don't know.
It's a pretty cool special edition. You get like the robot dog, a small model of that in there, and it looks so bloody awesome. It's like, oh yeah, if you want the game, you buy that separately. Fuck.
It doesn't make any sense. I would have understood maybe if it came with a download code that you could use on the day that it comes out, and you could get that before or whatever. But there's no reason. There's no reason for it.
That'd be a really good idea.
It would.
That is a good idea.
But there's
the fuck you doing, Wolfenstein makers?
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
And in brilliant news,
retarded.
In brilliant, fantastic, I am so happy about this news. King.com stocks went down 50% in its first day in the stock exchange.
Ching ching. That was brilliant.
I hate King.
I'll start playing another King game today.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. I do it on my work, and I was like, you should get it. So I got it, and like, this is shite. Papa Pear.
It's not even that their games are shit. It was the whole copyright spamming thing that they did a while ago. I hate them for it.
No, that's not even what I hate about it. I hate about it is their games have come from elsewhere. Candy Crush. That other developer made Candy Crush basically a few years ago. There's differences, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but it's more or less the same game.
And even then, it's just bejeweled.
And this one, Papa Pear is just Peggle reskinned, and it has different challenges. Like you have to get something from the top of the screen to the bottom. It's not always you've got to get all the red pegs, etc. It's basically Peggle. Peggle's been out longer than that game. Please come up with your own games. Please.
I think it's like, what is it? Candy Crush equates to most of their revenue. It's like 70-80% of it. And it was obviously going to go down on its first day.
Yeah.
15% whole. Can you imagine someone who's like, King.com, this is where all the money is. They put all their money in it, suddenly 50% down. Yeah. Basically, that is equivalent to them losing, I think it was $1 billion. Because it was like...
If you had two of them, you could buy Oculus Rift.
Yes. So, haha, King.com, you fathers.
Suck it.
Suck it?
Suck it, bitch!
So, Microsoft is teasing big plans for the Japanese release of the Xbox One, which is coming up. And Microsoft Studios head Phil Spencer.
They were teasing something else the other day. What were they teasing the other day?
You have a think about that, I'll say this. Hinted that an exclusive game will be released for the Xbox One from a major Japanese developer. No word on what developer, though.
Oh, that might have been it, and then they started guessing at what it was.
Yeah.
What do you reckon it is?
Pokemon!
Pokemon on the Xbox! Pokemon Xbox!
No.
No, it won't be Pokemon on the Xbox.
Part of me wishes it's going to be finally a good Sonic game, but no.
No, it won't.
I mean, there's loads of them. There's like
it could be
Square Enix. There's loads. There's Sega, Square Enix, other ones. I can't remember them.
How much more news do you have? I've got a topic.
Say your topic then.
No, have you got loads of news?
I've got one more thing.
Oh, one more thing. Go for it. Shoot.
3D Realms is claiming that Gearbox doesn't own the rights to Duke Nukem.
Oh well.
This looks like it's like two children fighting over a piece of dog turd.
But literally, because you can pick turds up in that game.
It's like, we want the rights to this fucking shithouse IP.
No, the IP's good.
No, it's not.
Duke Nukem
it's dead.
Duke Nukem is a good IP.
Are you going to get another Duke Nukem game if it comes out?
Probably.
Really?
Yes. The last one was poop. Like, I picked it up for £2 and still was like, nope, I'm not playing
It
this.
was in development for 10 years. You'd think after 10 years maybe they'll get at least something
right. It was longer
right.
than 10 years.
It was...
13, I think.
It was ages. Whatever it was.
13 or 14 years in development. And it was poop. As I said, £2 and I was still like, nope, even for £2, I'm not going to play this.
It wasn't even like, I mean, Duke Nukem's always been a bit misogynistic, but it wasn't even like funny, like, oh, Duke Nukem's such a player.
It had those moments.
No, it didn't, because there was a part where, like, there was a woman with her tits showing, and it was borderline rapey. She was, like, in some goop, and she was being held there with her arms down, and she, like, couldn't speak because it was around her mouth, and there was boobs. And there was wall boobs. Wall boobs.
Spoiler, the last boss is a giant alien with 3 giant boobs. But...
Is it?
Yeah, the sort of humour that I'm on about is, like, in the first scene you see is the 2 girls, I forget their names, they're meant to be, like, famous people, supposedly, are, like, come up from where his crotch would be, and he's, like, playing the game, and it's the sort of, that's slightly funny, but then it's like, oh, how was that for you, Duke? And he's like, because he's playing the Duke Nukem video game.
And then he'll say a Duke Nukem thing.
No, it was like, yeah, the game was good, but after 14 fucking years, it better be. And it's just like, that's slightly humorous.
Yeah, I think Duke Nukem is dead. Duke Nukem needs to be dead.
Yeah,
if someone needs to take him to the back of the shed, put a shotgun in his mouth, say goodbye, and kill him. That was a bit dark, wasn't it?
They should say, look at the flowers, just look at the flowers. If you get that reference, comment below.
Oh, I get it. It took me a second. I got it. Yep.
Why, are you watching that then? You're watching that then?
Watching what?
The reference.
Do I not have it now? Watching. Am I thinking of something else?
Probably.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think you are, Jake.
Okay, anyway. What's your news? What's your topic?
Topic. 7 directors and 7 video games that you didn't know were in cahoots.
Cahoots?
So basically, it's the rights to games that have been sold and directors that have gone, yeah, I'll take that, to give it a go. And I bet you didn't know half.
Movie directors.
Well, yeah.
Well, there are game directors.
Yeah, okay, I should have specified. I apologise. So yeah, let me know if you knew these were being sold and in development. Gears of War.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Neil Blomkamp.
Who's that? Is that the person directing it?
That's the director. He's a really big director. obviously not big enough that you'd know him, but he does do big films. I don't know any off the top of my head, but it's a name that I've heard a lot.
Fair enough.
Uh,
I'm going to be looking these up as you do them. Because I don't know the names of any of them. What was it? Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah, Blomkamp. We are so unprofessional. Yeah, so supposedly he's got the rights to...
I can't even see him on IMDb.
Really? Wouldn't that only have actors? Or would that have directors as well?
It has directors.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so he's got the rights to the Gears of War game, which should be great, but I wouldn't want... That's the thing with game films. Some of them I'd want them to tell the
Oh, he did District 9.
Oh, that's him. Yeah, he done Elysium then, because that was District 9 as well. Same
Elysium,
director.
District 9, Stargate, SG-1.
Yeah,
So he's done some good stuff.
I liked District 9. I have yet to watch Elysium, but they're well directed, just the film isn't a film that everyone's going to like.
Yeah.
It's very much a, you could like this, you could not like this. It's not a you love it or hate it, but it's a very...
I liked District 9, but it felt a lot like it never settled on a tone.
No, it was very much a sort of...
Is it funny? Is it serious?
It's nowhere in between. It's just
They look a bit
film.
like prawns. I can't do the accent. South African. They look a bit like prawns, don't they?
Yeah, basically. But yeah, the next director is a Tim Burton film.
Really?
We've heard of Tim Burton.
Everyone's heard of Tim Burton.
Well, there you go. And he's worked on such films as...
Batman.
And...
Edward Scissorhands.
And...
What?
Okay. What did I think on here? So I guess the next one he's working on, or supposedly has the rights to work on, or has the rights to work on, but whether he is or not at the moment.
What was it?
Arkham City. I said guess.
Oh.
It's the Arkham City line.
No.
I don't think that needs to be touched upon, really.
No. I mean, there's been good Batman movies, and he's done a Batman movie, and that wasn't that good.
Takeshi Mike. I've heard of him before.
I've heard of Takeshi, like Takeshi's Castle.
No, not Takeshi's Castle, but it's Takeshi
That's a good show.
Mike, but it's got a double I.
Why am I searching for Takeshi's Castle?
Jake's just searched IMDb for Takeshi's Castle.
Takeshi Mike.
With 2 eyes in Mike. Guess what game has the rights for that?
Someone.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Yeah.
And he has worked on films such as
13 Assassins, Auditions, Itchy the Killer, some other... I've never heard of any of these.
Never heard of any of his stuff. But, still, that could be a cool film if it's done
The
well.
Ace Attorney movie.
Oh, sweet. I'm sure that was great.
Apparently it was, but it was all in Japanese.
This was one I didn't know. Catherine Bigelow. She has got the rights to a film. If you want to search her up and see what she's done.
Is that Catherine with K?
Yes, and then RYN opposed to the way you're spelling it right now. I think she'd done Zero Dark 30, maybe, if I remember right. Catherine Bigelow.
Can't find her.
KATHRYN Great podcast. We teach you how to spell some stuff.
I spelled Bigelow wrong.
Right, so...
Yeah, she did Zero Dark 30 and Point Break.
Hurt Locker, then?
And The Hurt Locker.
So she's done those films. She's got the rights to Titanfall.
You're joking.
No, got the rights to Titanfall. That could be really good.
It could be, because it does seem to have a good universe, but
Exactly.
I didn't expect... It's been out like a week or two.
Yeah, but they saw the rights before it was even out. The universe has a really good stage, basically. It's a great stage for other people to take.
Yeah.
The storyline itself isn't good enough to make a movie. It's a good storyline in terms of, yeah, it's alright.
You don't see much of the storyline, though.
You can play the game without...
I've said this before to you, but I don't think I've said this on the podcast. You feel like an NPC. Like someone who's in the background shooting other people. Whilst you're going and doing the main mission.
Someone else is going else and which basically is the storyline.
Yeah.
Someone else takes the fame. But I think that's alright. So as I said, it's a good stage for other people to take and do what they like with it. So the Machinima series coming out of that would be great. There's a couple that are alright that are coming out of it already. Movie could be good. Way of the Samurai, that's another film that's had its rights sold.
I haven't heard of Way of the Samurai.
I've heard of it, haven't played it. Deadly Premonition.
I've heard of that.
And Evolve.
Is that the new one by the developers of
Yes.
Left 4 Dead?
Yep.
Oh, that's how the rights sold.
And I believe...
It seems so shocking to me that before the game even comes out, they've sold the rights to the movie.
Yep, they have, and apparently it's going to be a sort of sequel of Pacific Rim, supposedly. Yeah. It's not really something nah.
Yeah.
Unless it's like the far future from Pacific Rim, maybe that could work. Like after all that's been dealt with.
Okay, is that the end of it?
Yeah, that's the end
Speaking of movies,
movies.
I forgot what I was going to say now. It was something to do with was it Prometheus 2? That's been confirmed.
Great.
That's a running title. It doesn't
Because Prometheus 1 done so well, and everyone loved it so much.
I mean, since it fits into the Alien storyline, apparently it was never really confirmed, but it obviously is.
How wasn't it confirmed? Have you watched the film start to finish?
Yes, I've seen the end, and it's basically like no one. I think the director said it might be a prequel. It's like it obviously is, but I don't know why he stepped around it.
The last scene in the film, spoiler.
Oh, who fucking cares?
Is an alien. The last thing you see is an alien.
Yeah.
And the alien from Alien and Aliens have a distinct figure. They're not like big heads and big eyes like all aliens. They have their own figure.
Except it did look a bit different. But then again...
It was Freshly Born. You've never seen the Freshly Born one.
You have.
Which film?
In, what is it, Alien 3, you see one that's like, it's a chest burster, but it's like fully grown alien and it has a weird shaped head. And I think...
So that doesn't really count then.
And then there's Alien vs Predator Dose 2. Requiem, that's the one. You see a chest burster that looks like, has the mouth of the Predator. So I think it changes depending on what it comes out of. So like the human one looks like the one that's in Alien and Aliens. But if you... Like in Alien 3,
it takes on traits of what it grows in.
Like in Alien 3, it comes out of a dog and it walks on all fours all the time.
That's a pretty cool concept.
Yeah, and in it comes out of that weird white man creature thing in Prometheus. But apparently, it's going to be a sequel, and I will see it.
That's a pretty cool idea. And I'm going to watch it. Don't get me wrong. I liked Prometheus. It was a crap film, but I liked the overall storyline. Basically.
Yeah, it didn't make much sense. To be quite honest, though.
But yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind it being out. It could be good. What's the other films that have been announced? The Incredibles 2.
Oh yeah, we said that last week.
Did we?
Yeah.
And you spoke about Frozen.
Yeah.
Cars 3.
Who cares?
No one needs that.
No.
They don't need that. They just said number 2. Number 2 was like, kids will like it. No one else.
Cars is turning into Shrek.
Yeah, they had 5 or 6 films?
They had loads.
The best one was the first and second. Second was good.
Yeah, I like the random... it just bursts into song, and that was good, but then it becomes tired.
Yeah.
Okay, is that it?
That's all I've got that I can think about to talk about. Yeah.
We're going to MCM, but that's...
Yeah, we're going to MCM.
That's quite a while away.
It's only it's
May.
Like 7 weeks.
Yeah. I mean...
That's not long.
I got my tickets the other day.
Especially if you're cosplaying. That's not long at all.
No. I'm not sure if I'm going to be cosplaying. I've decided, I don't care what you're going to say, we're going to do a video there.
Yeah, that's fine. We've got to find something to record it on, but that's cool.
I'll just do it on a phone. My phone's got a 720p camera, I'll just try and keep it still.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem with that. Do a video at MCM. Take some pictures with you guys with cool cosplays. I have 8 people that want to meet me up there already.
Really?
Yes.
I have no one. I've asked.
And you're going all week. You're going all weekend.
Yeah.
Because I'm only going on Sunday.
Yeah, that's going to suck.
It's going to suck balls for you. My friend said she'll stay with you.
Who?
Over the weekend. Her name is Natasha, I think. No, it's not. Natasha.
Fair enough. Someone I don't know.
Yeah, someone you don't know. Someone I don't know, really. She's alright.
Okay.
Shout out to you, random friend.
Whose name you can't remember.
I'm looking at it now.
Okay.
So just stall.
As...
Yeah, it's Natasha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her name's Natasha. She's cosplaying as Elsa. She's going as like a double cosplay, Elsa and Jack Frost on the Sunday.
Oh, cool.
And the day before, she is cosplaying as... Bum 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 bum.
I was thinking of throwing together just a quick cosplay of Team Rocket Grunt.
Fair enough. It'd be quick and easy to put together.
Yeah.
Not too difficult.
Just needs a shirt with a big red R on it.
Big red R.
And the hat, and then the boots.
Them boots.
I got
Them boots, though.
Maybe a Pokeball. Just
throw at people every now and again.
And then you need to say a Team Rocket Pokemon, like, go Raticate. Just throw a rat at someone.
I gestured as if I was throwing a rat at Jake. I think that's me. That's me done.
Speaking of throwing rats at people, the Stick of Truth is good. We haven't done what we've been playing this week. For me, it's been mostly Titanfall.
Hearthstone.
Cool. Nothing new then.
And Binding of Isaac, nothing new. Last night I bought some Super Meat Boy. That game is good. Despite it being a fuck you game, it's good.
You keep saying that games are fuck you games, but these are... I keep thinking that these are games where the only reason you'll ever fail is because it's your fault, like with Dark Souls.
Yeah, no, these are games that, like, it's not the game that's fucking you over, it's you being like... It's basically games that could make you rage quite happily.
Yes, and they do.
Fuck you games. I haven't raged... You know what I'm like with raging. I normally don't give up, no, end of, no.
So you rage quit?
No, I do normally rage
quit. Just quit.
Yep.
I was thinking about that the other day, like, you know, words that don't really... You have to specify something, so you specify it with the same words. Like, you have soy milk, but then you have milk.
Yes.
I was just thinking about that and examples of that the other day.
That's weird. But yeah, Super Meat Boy, difficult game, very difficult game. But I'm enjoying it. I haven't rage quit yet.
I bought some games on GOG because they were on sale and my laptop is shit house, so I can't run them.
I bought Thief earlier this afternoon.
So that's a good one.
Not looking forward to the
Are you playing... What difficulty are you playing on? Are you playing on a custom one or just Thief?
I'll play it on a custom one. I'm going to put it so that if I get spotted, it restarts the level.
Yeah,
not the whole game.
Yeah, I've got that one.
I don't know what other settings I'm going to put on there, to be honest. I'll have a look, because as soon as a stealth game you end up getting detected and have to fight, I'm like, no.
It's like a non-standard game over.
Yeah, it's just, I don't...
Like in, you know, moral choice games, where you get the bad ending, it feels like a non-standard game over and you're like, fuck this.
Yeah. Speaking of which, that's what I wanted to ask you, quickly before we go. In your mind, what is the best scary game? Not... But, like, it's hard to describe, because when I give you my answer, I'll explain what I mean by it's hard to describe.
Not one that uses jump scares.
That was my thought. I was thinking, Dead Space 2 is pretty scary, but that's because it's jump scares, and you halfway through the game, you end up expecting every corpse to jump.
You need atmosphere that builds. You don't... It's like...
Exactly.
What's the game? It's a big indie game. Amnesia. The one where you barely see the monster for most of the game. But the thing is, like, you know it's there because you see it in, look at, like, the corner of your eye, and it purposely programs it so it'll run past the corner of your eye and you'll see things. And that's scary because it builds an atmosphere of you don't want this thing to find you. And like with Slender, where you can't look at it, and that other game where you have to look at it. Stark contrast, both of those work.
Yeah, SCP, that's the game's called. Yeah. I totally agree with you, because I was thinking, yeah, Dead Space is known as a scary game. People are like, that's a scary game, and it is. But you expect it. And once you expect it, it doesn't become scary. It becomes more of a, that's just how you have to play the game, which isn't right.
Yeah.
And that's not scary. So, scary game for you?
Scariest game I've probably ever played, like, stopped playing it. Silent Hill 2.
Bioshock. And not to the point of stop playing it, but in terms of, like, every room I walk into, it's like, fuck. Fuck this.
Yeah.
It's a game that builds atmosphere. It's scary because you have to fight.
You're alone. You're entirely alone apart.
Exactly, and it's a case of, it's not that you can't fight. You can fight, but you're like, in a fight you're going to win still. You know that the chances are you're going to win, but it's still scary. It doesn't, like, force you to be scared because you can't fight.
It's like the Silent Hill thing where there's monsters around and then there's people and you still feel alone because they don't want to have anything to do with you because they seem to have their own problems besides you. Like, you'll see monsters crawl up to you like, get out of my house, and then like you run away and like, I can't bother to run after him, because that seems to be it has a very specific tone to it.
Yeah, it's games that don't. So for me, it's games that don't jump scare you, because that's just a cheap way of scaring people.
And eventually you'll just like expect it. You're walking past like a grating, somebody's going to jump out of here. Yep, there we go. Shoot. Over.
Yeah. And it's games that don't force you to be scared because you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Amnesia's scary, don't get me wrong, and that's a better type of scary than Dead Space, but it's still scary because you can't fight back, you can't do anything against it.
But I still think that that's the idea of most good survival horror games, is that...
Yeah, survival horror games, but I'm talking about scary games.
Yeah, but they're the best kind of scary games.
No, they're not. That's what I'm arguing. I'm arguing that I like Bioshock as a scary game because it doesn't force you to be scared because of anything other than atmosphere and how it's set. There is nothing to make you scared other than that. There's no cheap techniques, and there's no forcing you to play it in a certain way.
Yeah, but like in Silent Hill 2, you can get a gun, but the gun seems like this. I could go on for ages about how this is very cultural to Japanese people because like things with weapons. But the gun is the last resort of the person, and it's barely useful at all.
I wouldn't say it's not useful. Wouldn't say it's not useful.
It's barely useful because there's hardly any ammo, and it's...
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to go into it. In Japan, you know how they had a warrior culture before, like, guns and anything?
Yes.
They were the sort of people who, like... You know in America, like, there's the mindset that anyone can be given a gun and be a hero. That's why shooters exist. But in Japan, you have... It's all about spiritual enlightenment and being trained, and you are one with your weapon.
And the honour of...
Yeah, it's like, you know, in Japanese fighting games where they'll have, like, the Hadouken and whatever.
Yeah.
It's all part of you. And in Silent Hill, because it's a Japanese game, that gives you the sense that the gun being something of...
It's not something you want to use, it's not you.
It's not something so much that you don't want to use, it's something that it's a last resort because you aren't good enough to fight this. You need a gun. And the gun feels useless. Like, it doesn't do much, and there's hardly any ammo about.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, games that give you multiple ways to play the game. I know you can't play the game by shooting, but it gives you that option. It doesn't say, no, all you've got is a flashlight. Those games are scary, don't get me wrong, and they're good scary games, and I like them, even though I can't play them because they're too scary. But I'm saying that for me, I have a soft spot in my heart for games that are like, yeah, do what you like, but we're going to make you crap your pants anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you for crapping your pants with us, audience. And we will see you next week.
Toodaloo. TTFN, all that.
To the loo, because we pooped ourselves. Poop joke and goodbye joke. Au revoir.